You don't have to have hit rock bottom. You don't have to be on the park bench, or this sort of vision that we all have.
Welcome to the Bishops Stortford Community Podcast, the show where we shine a light on the incredible businesses, community leaders and local legends shaping our town. I'm your host, James O'Donnell, and today we are joined by Sarah Bennett.
Wow.
Great to have you on the show, Sarah.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So for those of us who don't know you yet, who are you and what do you do here in Bishops Stortford?
Okay, so I am Sarah Bennett and I am a sober coach. So what I do is I help women by coaching them, women who have decided they've sort of come to a point where they want to change their relationship with alcohol. So I'm not an addiction specialist. I'm not a medical practitioner. I don't deal with people with dependency, physical dependencies, but I do help, I would say probably the majority people. There's this big area in the middle of people, what we call middle lane or grey area drinkers, where perhaps they're starting to feel like they drink too much. It's having negative impact on their life. Maybe their sleep isn't so great. Maybe they're having some anxieties and stuff like that. But they can't ever really imagine not having alcohol in their life at all. So maybe they have tried to moderate and then just found they went back to drinking the same again. So, because I used to be one of those people. And when I stopped drinking, the benefits were just so huge and it completely changed my life that I just thought, I want to tell everyone about this. Of course, most people don't want to hear it. But I thought, well, if I train to be a coach, then I can help people who are interested in and do want to make that change.
I understand. So forgive me if this is a silly question, but I understand, I don't understand, but there's alcoholism where people are alcoholics, and that's a huge problem that people have, and I'm not intelligent enough to understand that side of it. Then you got people that don't drink at all, that abstain. You're talking about the grey area in between that?
The top end of the grey area, I suppose.
Okay.
There are people that can probably take or leave drinks. They might have a few drinks at Christmas and then maybe, a wedding or something, but don't think about it at any other time. Mm-hmm. But I believe there is a lot of people out there who, as I said, who maybe drink. They may not even be drinking every day, but perhaps when they go out, they find it hard to turn the switch off. They may have one, and then after they've had one or two, then they just want another one, or go on then just one for the road. And, at the end of the night, they've realised that they've had more than they wanted to drink. And the same with perhaps at home. Maybe it could be someone who drinks every night, but maybe just has one or two, but have thought, I suppose it's anyone who has thought, oh, I wish I didn't drink too much last night, or I wish I hadn't, I'd really like to cut down my drinking, and have tried, but just can't do it. So if alcohol has become a problem for you in any shape or form, you don't have to have hit rock bottom. You don't have to be on the park bench, or this sort of vision that we all have. And therefore actually thinking that unless you're in that situation, there's nothing wrong with you. Not that there is anything ever wrong with you. It's not you. Alcohol is a drug after all. That keeps people stuck in this sort of cycle of drinking because they think, well, that's the norm. That's what we do. Can't possibly never drink. That would just be weird. What will my friends say? That's the thing, that people are kind of stuck in a cycle, have thought about wanting to break out, but just don't know where to start.
Yeah, I can see how that kind of peer pressure is particularly powerful.
Yeah.
So if someone's thinking that and they want to reach out and they reach out to you, what does that look like? How does that initial conversation go? Did they talk to you? Do you go and meet with them?
Yeah, so various ways. So I have a website, and I offer coaching in a number of ways. The main two ways is either one-to-one coaching. And what I do is I have on my website, I've got the opportunity to select to have what I call discovery call. So it's just a short half an hour phone call where we have a little chat about that person's situation. And the other option that I have is I've created an online program which allows people it's a 30-day program. So there's a little video every day for 30 days and it accompanies tasks and exercises and mindful practices and things alongside it. That's the way that people can do it if they don't want to speak to someone. But then also locally, I wanted to open up to women to just come along and have a chat. So it's about once every fortnight. I arrange what I call a sober stroll, which is just a walk and talk. We meet in Much Haddam on the doorstep of all this beautiful countryside, and we just go for a walk and we have a chat, and there's no pressure. The kind of women that come on the walk, some have already quit drinking and they just want to come along to meet other people, like-minded people. Or it could be just someone who's sort of just curious, who's just thinking, actually, maybe there's something I should do. Or sometimes there are women who have stopped for a little while and then just want to have a chat about, where it goes from here. So, there's no judgment, there's no pressure. We just have a chat and a walk, and, that's completely free. So, yeah, they can reach me that way. I also have a Facebook group, a private Facebook group that anyone can join. And in there, I'll post like hints and tips, and I'm there for any questions that anyone has about sobriety.
Well, we'll link to that below. Is that the best way for people to find out about the walks as well? Through the group?
Yeah, so on the website, there's all details to all of those things. So for a local person, you can just, there's a link there to the Facebook page. It's a separate Facebook group for the strolls to the general group. So they can request to join that. And then I post the sober strolls are posted on Facebook as events. I pop a little bit of info and stuff in there as well.
And you mentioned that, people, in that kind of sober curious stage was a word I think you used maybe before we came on air. But we're in a really difficult time for that now, where we're coming up to Christmas. There's lots of events that are, coming up where everyone's expected to have a Christmas drink and things like that. Is there any advice that you could share now with someone who maybe might define themselves as sober curious? I think it's a great phrase, by the way. It's brilliant. And how they, how they might, I don't know if cope's the right word, but maybe a strategy to support them.
I think, to be honest, because if you think about it, dry January is just around the corner. So that's a perfect time to really reassess and start fresh in January. So I would actually recommend during December for people to just become more mindful about their drinking, think a bit more about how they, the various stages of drinking. So even before they've had a drink, have a think about what their expectations of having that drink is while they're actually drinking. I mean, if you're on your own, this is a little bit easier than if you're with people, but you can still think about it, how the drink actually tastes, how it actually makes you feel while you're drinking it. Just to be really mindful, and does it really meet the expectations that you've had? I think quite often we're more excited about going for a drink than the actual drink itself. And then looking back, so an hour after you've finished drinking, or 2 hours before you go to bed, how you feel in the morning, be really mindful about all those things. And also perhaps have a think about, maybe, is alcohol stopping you doing the things that you really want to do? Are those mornings stopping you from going to the gym? Are they stopping you from eating the foods that you really want to eat because you're craving, carbs and stuff that perhaps you don't really want to be drinking? So that would be my advice for December. And actually, I do have a free booklet that you can download on my website called Rethinking Drink, which has all the questions in there that you can follow throughout while you're drinking. And it's it can help just change your mindset and just get you ready. And then if you want to do dry January, you're already quite, hopefully, in the right mindset to say, actually, I'm going to have a break and see how that goes.
Great. They sound like some sensible strategies to use. One of the things, I'm a stay-at-home dad. I've got 2 boys. We've got a little girl on the way in February. And it's very rare that I get to go out and let my hair down. Those watching the video get the joke there. If you're listening in, you might not get the joke. When I do let my hair down, the worst time is the next morning.
Yes.
With the kids around, which then, and I've spoken to other parents about this, is that has then become a catalyst for certainly people in my circle, for then people to go, I could go out, I'd love to go out, but I can't. It's the next morning when the kids are around where that, and that's the thing that they want to be present for, is that normal quite early morning wake up, which doesn't align with the night before. I don't know if that's a common situation you've encountered, or if there's other reasons that people generally kind of, start becoming sober curious.
Yeah, I mean, there's many reasons people become curious. It's interesting though that people would rather not go out than go out and not drink.
Okay.
So, it's something that I understand how hard. I mean, I found it quite hard to start with. It's, we've been brought up really to believe that alcohol serves many, many purposes. And one of those is a social lubricant, that we feel that we're not confident if we don't have a drink. We won't have fun if we don't have a drink. But actually, when you stop drinking, there will be times that you think, you know what, I won't go to that because it's going to be messy and I don't really want to be part of it. But also you do learn strategies around, and that's part of my coaching, is that I help people learn the strategies to deal with still being able to be sociable and go out and see your friends, but know that you can still have a good time. And one of the best things actually about going out and staying sober is you can drive yourself there and back, and you leave whenever you want. And to be honest, most people don't even notice that you've gone. And you've enjoyed the night up to the point that it is really enjoyable, because you get the best bit of the evening, really. And when you realise, actually, people are a bit far gone now, you can leave. And then in the morning you wake up, you've still had your night out, you've still seen your friends, you've had a good time, but you're present now and fully available for your children or whatever it is you're doing the next day. So it's about changing your mindset about what's a good night out.
These are fantastic strategies. These are great. And can you just give me your website again, if you could spell it out?
Yeah.
And
so
we'll put it in the links.
Yeah, it's called The Sobriety Society.
Excellent. Well, we'll link to that. Sounds some really interesting resources there. And so if anybody's, having those thoughts, great place to go and, share it out there amongst your friends as well. Sarah, are you ready for some Stortford Spotlight questions?
Yeah, go for it.
This episode is brought to you by It's a Wash Thing. They're a local home-based laundry service here in Bishops Stortford for busy families who just want one less thing to think about. Free pickup and delivery, eco and non-bio washes, and everything comes back clean, folded, and actually sorted properly. If laundry is one of those jobs that quietly drains your energy, It's a Wash Thing has you covered. Search It's a Wash Thing on Facebook or check the show notes. Right, back to the show.
Fantastic. These are 3 quick fire questions that we ask every guest that comes onto the Bishops Stortford Community Podcast. First question, if you could put one sentence on a billboard in Jackson Square, what would it say and who needs to hear it the most?
It would say, feeling better in dry January isn't a fluke. It's a window on how life can be. And that would be for people. There's loads of people who've done dry January before. They've felt the benefits during January. And then at the end of it, they just go back to drinking. But what people sort of fail to understand is how you felt in January is how you could feel all the time. That's the normal. That's normal. It's alcohol that's taking that good stuff away from you. So, yeah, that's what I would want to remind everyone.
Brilliant. I think you summed that up very well. And hopefully, if they can follow the strategies that you've given them, that might, that if that's the path they want to go down.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Number 2. Where do you go in Stortford that you secretly hope never gets too popular?
Well, so I love all things Greek. I love Greek food. I love Greece, full stop. I was very delighted when I discovered that there was a Greek baker's. I think it's in Riverside. It's called Olira Bakery. So whenever I'm in Bishops Stortford, I always pop in there. I love their little cheese pies and spinach pies, and their orange cake is to die for. So I love that place. It's great.
That's the first recommendation that we've had for them. I've got a Greek friend who pops over, and we've yet to take him down there. We must do that.
It's very traditional Greek
next time he's over.
Yeah, it's good.
What do you go for? What's your favourite?
I like they've got the little mini spanakopiters, which are like little spinach pies. They're little rolls of phyllo. They're just delicious. I like them.
What a recommendation. Fantastic. That's great. Okay, question number 3, Sarah. Who's doing something special in town that more people need to know about?
Yes, so I wanted to mention the Rising Tide Collective. So I started my business earlier this year, and I joined them when I discovered them. They're a local group of women in business. And through them, I've just met, some really wonderful, kind and generous businesswomen who have helped me launched my business and inspired me in my business. We have regular meetups. We've done events together, a big Woman Day in Duxford where I presented, and it's just, there's really, really good support and connections and friendships, and we've got our Christmas party on Thursday, so I'm really looking forward to seeing everyone.
Fantastic. They're an awesome group, as I know Sinem, the people that I've met from there. It's a fantastic group, and if you are a woman who is looking to step out of their comfort zone and start a business, I can't recommend them higher. Last thing, Sarah, drop your website again so people can follow along.
Yeah, so it's the Sobriety Society.
And your Facebook group for the walk?
For the walk, it is Sober Strolls.
Sober Strolls. Excellent. We will link to all of this, as I said, in the show notes. So if anybody's listening along and they want to see what it's all about, just follow your show notes, or on YouTube, they're just going to be below the video. Sarah, that's a wrap. Thanks for joining us today on the Bishops Stortford Community Podcast.
Thank you for having me. It's great.
Awesome. If you've enjoyed the show, the best way to support us is to hit follow, leave a quick review on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, share it on your socials, maybe someone in town who you think might want to hear it. And if you've got a local legend, someone like Sarah who stepped out of their comfort zone to start a new business and is looking to support the wider community, tag them below or drop me a message and I can reach out to them and invite them on the podcast. That's a wrap. Again, Sarah, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
If you run a business built on trust, but your website's full of stock photos and silence, we need to talk. True Tone Testimonials helps coaches, consultants, and other service providers turn real client stories into high-converting video content. No scripts, no fluff, just honest words from real people who already love what you do. They're professionally filmed and ready to drop onto your site or into your socials. Head to truetonetestimonials.card.co. Let your clients do the selling. Okay, support local. Let's get back to the show.